2, 1.
You're listening to the greatest podcast ever. We're very proud of that distinction, and we awarded it to ourselves. We're Journals Out Loud. How is everybody doing today?
Great.
I didn't ask you if you were out there wandering. I asked
sorry.
you're,
I'm doing
if
good.
you're in here wondering. These are
Wondering about life.
extraneous thoughts that have nothing to do with the question posed to you. How are you doing, Tara?
I'm doing amazing.
Did you find you?
What?
Well, the lyric.
She said, what? As she curls her hair. What?
Did everyone have like a most exceptional week?
Yes.
Yes.
It's only Tuesday, so the week's kind of like
Well, I
not.
mean, like a week from the last time that we saw our friends who watch and love our show.
No.
Yes,
Yeah.
ensuing week that just transpired. I know that Jillian and I have had like a very
Like life-changing?
life-changing is a good word.
Yeah, life-changing.
Yeah,
Tell
and
me
you can't
about
use
it.
it every week because it get people like, did your life change again this week? I mean, all right, turn that page. But no, we went to the march.
We did. I covered the LA Women's
Yes,
March.
you
took DC. We
I
tag
was
teamed.
your embed in the DC
Right.
march.
Yeah.
And Matt may have even queued up some footage. So let's start with me, because let's start with DC where it originated.
Yeah,
That was the
start
first
with DC.
location.
Well, I've got video or I
Do
or
some
I just
video,
have
because
a-
I did a time lapse with my iPhone, which is handy.
Wow.
And this video goes very fast. You may miss some of the people if you blink at all. Where is it, Matt?
Oh yeah, it's on.
That looks so cool.
Yep, those are marchers. That was just that we were taking a little bit of a respite and trying to find our people, because it was very easy to lose your people. There were waves and waves and waves and throngs and waves of loving, kind, wonderful, warm people, and the signage was so creative.
incredible.
Wait,
I mean,
where did you guys march to? What was your end?
I don't know
stop?
where I was, Katie Michael.
Really, you just went.
We went to City Hall. LA went from Pershing Park. Do you know what I'm talking about?
No, because
Downtown?
I don't know downtown
what the name
LA.
of the park was, but
Pershing.
I think that's the name. And then we went from there to City Hall, and
How did
then
you
we were supposed
decide-
to come back, but then nobody knew where to march from there, so then we just stayed at City Hall.
Do you think-
and other
How did
people
you
went.
decide like when to start and then when was the end point? And it was like, okay, we can all go home now.
There were routes that were planned
Right,
online.
there it was planned, but then what happened was there were so many
Too many people.
And
Too many
that I
people.
think what happened was that they didn't expect that many people, and so people were coming from all different
good.
streets.
There
and
were
flooding.
tributaries, and and then
Yes.
everybody just kind of filtered out to the sea. And so I don't know DC enough to tell you where I was.
Yeah.
I wound up near the Washington Monument and the Capitol and the Lincoln Memorial, because I recognize that stuff. It's big. And then you just keep getting swept away by the crowd, and you don't know exactly where you are. And when you're done, you can't find a metro that's open, because
Right.
they were afraid of us. We were very pink, terrifyingly pink.
Yeah.
Were your people pink?
Yes. I didn't know the hats, the
I
little
didn't-
cute little beanies, the pink hats with the little cat ears that everyone was wearing. I didn't know that was going to be a thing. That was really exciting. Very pink, very colorful, lots of signs. I had no idea how many people were there. It was crazy.
In LA, we could probably look it up. I know that as I was marching, somebody through a bullhorn yelled, "There's going to be no closing ceremonies, and we're changing the route of the march, and there's over 500,000 of you." So we were just like, ah. But the thing to note about it was, like, it wasn't like you went there to just kind of hang out and buy some food and picnic and buy a pink hat. No one was selling pink hats. No one was
No.
selling any gear. Nobody was profiting in any way. It was just us saying, we want to love each other. And that's who America is.
Awesome. It was like the best, most supportive. I felt so empowered when I left. I was like, I am a strong, independent woman, and I deserve rights. And it was so cool to just be with like these little kids who were there with their parents, and like dads with daughters and older women, all kind of coming together because we all kind of believe in the same thing. And that was really cool, because I know for me especially, I felt really kind of alone after the election in the way that I felt. And so to be with so many people who are so supportive and so kind and friendly was just like the best feeling in the world. I don't know how you...
Did you have a favorite sign?
That's tough.
Is it appropriate? Does it say the key
My
word?
favorite sign just said "sad!" exclamation point.
No, I know what it was. There was this older woman that was holding a sign she wasn't marching, she was just holding it on the sideline, and it was like, I'm 83 and mad. And she was just standing there, this cute little old woman, just like by herself. And it was just
She's
like
been doing that for years, probably.
years.
You know?
And it was just, that was really good. There were, I'm trying to think, somebody dressed up as Spider-Man and had a poster that said, with great power comes great responsibility, which I thought was kind of fun.
That's so great.
So cool.
But it was really
He
cool.
could have picked a better superhero. No, is that? I mean, you could have picked like Superman or Spider-Man's cool, but
No, but
I like the sign, but I'm not sure about the superhero. Sorry, not the point.
But
Keep
Spider-Man does
going.
have the best philosophy, and I do agree with that.
Yeah.
And so I wish I could remember more signs, but I was filming. Katie Michael's like, oh my god.
I'm so sorry. Keep going.
Oh,
I know that was off topic.
Katie Michael,
but not
you're
the
missing
point.
the point
okay.
of
No,
the march.
the point. I know.
It's gone right over your head.
I was just like, when you said Spider-Man, I was like,
Triggered.
but keep going. The march is important, though, and I agree with it.
Really important. I also loved that it was like pro something and not anti something.
Yeah.
You know, it was
Right.
very it was very positive and not like against something else, which I thought was really cool.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was very positive, and I think a lot of people thought that that people were going to be marching sort of against Trump, and we kind of were. But it was like we were marching for what we believe in, which happens to
Unfortunately, that's
be
not what
the opposite of everything he's ever said and done in his lifetime. So that part of it is sad, exclamation point. But the part that's like joyful and glorious is that there's so many people that just believe in love and inclusion, and there was not, and Jilly and I both had the same exact experience, that there was not one angry expression.
Mm-mm.
There was not one kind of annoyed shove or any act of
It was just
anything
like,
other
beautiful.
than
It was
pure
just, like,
grace
yeah.
and warmth, even though you really did sometimes feel like, oh my God. Because you never sat, you never
No, I
rested,
never
you
felt-
never ate, you never went to the bathroom.
You were just
and you had
like-
every reason to be cranky, but everybody had just left their home in the exact same mood. And
Right.
that was beautiful.
It was awesome. And, you know, there are a bunch of the speeches online. So if you weren't there and you want to see kind of what the vibe was, Kerry Washington had a great speech that I watched earlier today. That was awesome. On their website, the Women's March, they have, I think it's like 100 days of change. So one thing each day that you can do if you want to do something, like calling, your congressperson, or, doing all these things if you want to get involved. But I just thought it was awesome. And I think that as young people, sometimes you feel small in this big world, but there's tons of things that you can do. And it was just really exciting to be there.
It really was. And we had some other exciting news this week, and that was, I think, having to do with Tara's football team. Triumphant.
Yeah.
Go Patriots.
No. No.
Go Patriots.
No. No. Dude, Matt Ryan make it the MVP of like
Go Patriots.
Girl, bye.
Sorry.
No.
Aaron was asking me, did you show the photos while we were talking?
No.
Oh. 'Cause that was the idea.
Oh no!
I was kind of waiting for your cue. Sorry.
No. It was just you were supposed to roll them out as we were talking about the march.
My bad.
Yeah. As we were talking about the triumph and the
Party
joy and
file.
the beauty and the glory, and the photos were supposed to dance across the screen. But we could do it again.
We'll get it
So
next time.
Jilly, how about that march?
That
What?
march was awesome. Wait, let's see.
Let's
'cause
see,
we
Jilly.
can see the pictures here. I'll see. Oh, those were the ones I took. Okay, so that was walking to the. Oh, that's me and my friends.
That's on Instagram.
Yes, I did Instagram that.
That's me, and I'm in a sea of people photographing them, and I guess that's a bunch of us. We all stuck together somehow, and that was
So did
tricky
my group. That was pretty
because
impressive.
there were some crushes of people that were just you didn't think you were ever going to breathe again. But like I said, everybody was loving and kind, and I needed to get here. Those are my peeps, and you'd let them go, and then you'd lose your peeps, but.
It happened.
Yeah, and
Sounds
everybody
like a
was trying to
festival,
text,
honestly.
so texts weren't going through because the cell phone towers were just like, "What's happening to me?"
What? Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was like no service. Oh,
No
yeah.
service.
That's crazy.
Yeah, and so the next march, I guess, is going to be to get Donald Trump to release his taxes, and it's going to be on tax day. And we were all just like, yeah, because we bought our clear plastic bags so that you could put stuff in, so that people didn't think that you shouldn't have that stuff at a big march. But no one ever looked in our bags. But now we're ready to march, and my husband's like, yeah, I think I'm done. So he's,
Well,
but
can we just? I don't know if I'm allowed to talk about this, but have y'all seen that picture of Obama and Michelle, and then whatever her name is, and
Have you seen
Trump?
that?
we should talk about this.
What is
Okay.
her? Ivanka,
No,
or is
what's
that
the
the daughter?
picture?
That's the daughter, Melania.
Melania is
Melania.
our first lady right now. Yeah.
Whoa! I said it right the first time.
Proud of you.
Proud. No, I just think it's such.
Okay,
like,
first describe what you're talking about.
Okay, there's this picture where they're greeting Donald Trump and Melania into the White House. And first of all, you can see how Donald Trump, he just kind of leaves his wife, and then both of the Obamas like help her up into like the little standing area that they are. And then you could see the picture that I'm talking about is where well, there's a lot, but the one that I love, it's like it's like true love and just like regular love with money, where it's like Obama and Barack Obama and Michelle Obama, they're like smiling and they're happy, and then you could just see
They're,
like both the
interacting
Trumps are
with
just
each
like,
other. Yeah.
whatever. And then like there's one of where Obama's like kissing her hand, and then Trump's just like whatever. And it's just like, it just goes to show you, I mean, the last 8 years we had a freaking rockin' president, and now the way that they're even greeted into the White House, just like he said so much crap, and like I've even gone on his Twitter and I've seen it, and I'm just like, what are you saying? And then just the way that they're greeted and the way that they get there, it's just like, it's nothing, and he shows no emotion, no affection, no nothing, and it's just like, sorry.
Yeah.
That's my little 2 cents. I don't know. Did you know? No,
I found
no
it
one?
really strange on the inauguration. Because obviously I've never seen an inauguration before coming from England. And our teacher literally forced us to watch it. Like, a girl fell asleep during it and she screamed at her, and I whispered to my friend and she threatened to send me outside. But if I'm being honest, it really wasn't something that I wanted to watch. And what I found scary is it really resembled the Hunger Games. And even the things that she was like, I was scared. It looked like how they looked in that everyone, they had such hard, cold expressions on them. It was really, really, to me, it was scary to see.
The reason that your teacher had you watch it is because it's kind of like a monumental moment.
I had to watch
like
Obama's, yeah.
Yeah, we
I had
all.
this
I mean,
video.
we all watched Obama because
have
we
what?
wanted to watch Obama
I have
because
the-
it's the first black president. But watching Donald Trump was kind of just like a, holy crap! He's there.
Here,
So
I think
you know
this
what I
is
mean?
one of the things that you guys were
What?
talking about. Here,
Why
this,
you-
Let's
Picture?
look.
Because
this
the way you said
video.
his name was really funny.
What? It's a Donald Trump.
Yeah, he just leaves his wife
He leaves
behind.
his wife, and she's
Look
holding
at
a
that.
present. She's like, "But I have a present."
Look at
And
that.
he's like, "Yeah, but I gotta go. I gotta go. I'm
Such
president."
a butthole. And there
then-
goes Obama,
that's
the
what I-
best man ever. You go, Obama. Thanks,
But they-
Obama. I love you, Obama.
I
Sorry.
saw where
I
they
love Obama.
contrasted that to Obama doing the same thing, going up to meet the Bushes.
Last
And-
4 years ago.
Oh yeah, and he walked around and waited for
Or 8 years ago. Yeah.
You know, and
Oh yeah, you wait for your
yeah.
wife. I don't know. I
Yeah.
guess if you're Donald Trump and you're about to be coronated king of Russia and the Americas, you don't
Well-
need a wife because you can send for them.
Is he 68?
He's 70.
He's 70?
Yeah. So he's not going to learn any manners. He would have already
how
had
old
them.
how old is little miss on his side?
Oh, I don't know.
15, 17, something.
Okay. I mean, that's probably
What year did he
why
send for
he's-
her?
No
'Cause,
idea.
you
No,
know,
but I
There's shipping time that adds to the age.
I had to
Yes.
rewatch in one of my classes today.
she's 46.
Oh,
Really?
God,
She's
that's
46.
terrible.
Guys, we have a lot of questions,
Okay,
and look,
sorry.
Donald
Alright,
Trump is
fine.
all
Yeah.
over Twitter anyways. There's nothing we can do about it. He's the president. All we can do is ourselves. We can work on ourselves as citizens and hopefully bring this country to a better place. But there's nothing we can do about Donald Trump. So fuck.
Joe does not
let's
work.
get to the questions.
Jay, nice transition. Nice transition. So let's go to questions. 'Cause we can save the world one person at a time, and that's what we're going to do.
Let's do it.
Jilly, would you like to read the first question?
I would love to. Okay.
I'm dead.
Hi. So recently I've been feeling like I'm never good enough. One of my best friends is part of this friend group that I've been trying to be able to get into, and they are all super nice. And my best friend told me that they all said they loved me, and I'm very, very nice, but they still like all have a group chat without me and make plans without me. I've never found a group of girls like I found now, and I actually feel comfortable with, and it just hurts that I'm not really getting into the group chat. It makes me think and feel that I'm unwanted and just like an outsider. We've hung out a couple times and I always have so much fun with them, but it's hard because most of the time I don't get invited and hate feeling like I'm not good enough. Well,
has anyone had the situation where, because I feel like with group chats, it's almost like a country club. You can't really force your way in.
This happens with all new groups of girls. You know what I mean? Like, it takes a second. If there's already a group of girls and you're just getting into them and they've been friends for more than like a year, it's gonna take a second for them to be like, oh yeah, this girl is really dope and we want to be with her. But that, like, exclusion is one of the girls, like, is being a girl, like, that's one of our greatest failures, is that we just are so good at excluding people out of things. So I wouldn't say it's you. If you're new to this group, that's why. You're just new, you know?
Well, I had an experience when I was in 6th grade, I guess, is in American terms. When my friends, that was when you start high school in England. Basically, we've all been friends since the 4th grade, and we were all friends together. And they kind of like, we first all got Apple products and we're like so excited, but then they started to making group chats. And when you get left out of a group chat with people you feel are your friends, it really does hurt you, and I can really relate. And they eventually started cyberbullying me and talking about me on the chat. And I understand where you're coming from, because at first it's worse to have a suspicion, but to find out that they're actually talking to you, and then they actually ended up sending me private messages themselves saying how much they hate me and how much of a disgusting person I am.
Whoa.
But that's a different story. I just wanted you to say...
Wait, that was in 4th grade?
6.
That's terrible.
That's when I first got my iPad mini. I wish I didn't. But anyway, that was a story. And those obviously were people that weren't kind to me. And I think if these people really like you, I think eventually maybe they'll add you to the group chat. But the thing is, a group chat in real life is different, because they might be able to say these things to you on a group chat, but they might not want to say these things to you in real life. If you're so worried about what they're saying on a group chat, maybe speak to one that you feel the most closest to, because maybe they'll show you what they're saying, or reassure you that they're not talking about you at all. I think
she just wants to be included. She
friend.
doesn't. I don't think
Right.
she's worried about what they're saying about her, like your situation. I think
I
she
think-
just wants to be part of the group chat.
which is so true. Like, look who I
Look,
have here.
Jabbar.
Hey.
Everybody, round of applause.
But I, remember it wasn't really group chats when I was like in middle school, but I have a friend who's a little bit younger, and the Snapchat, social media makes it really hard, because when people are hanging out without you, all of these things that you might not have known before. So what I would say is, don't freak out. Invite them to hang out if they're not inviting you. And the more that you don't let yourself get caught up in all that, are they not inviting me? I don't want to be left out. The more that you're just friendly and want to be their friends, the better that I think you will be.
You're not going to be invited to everything. You know what I mean? Like, I have a lot of friends and I don't get invited to everything, and that's okay.
I agree.
Yeah, and I think going along with what Jilly said, like, you can only control them so much. Like, the biggest part in this situation that I see is you're saying that you feel like you're never good enough. And just because they don't answer you, just because they don't invite you to something, that doesn't mean you're not good enough. It's just maybe take the initiative, like Jilly said, and really show that you want to be their friend, because they probably do think you're a cool person. And for all you know, they're thinking on the other side, like, why do they never ask to hang out? So it's all about how you perceive things.
But also keep in mind that if we look back at the text and review it and refer to it, she's only hung out with them a couple of times in real life. I don't know if it's because she has only been invited, or it's because she's kind of new to them and she's just discovered them and feels like, oh my God, this is I click with these people. This would be so awesome. But take it easy and let it be kind of their idea to start including you, because if you force it, you could break it. Like, anything that you force, you can kind of break in life, no matter what the situation is. Just like read the room and be patient and let them invite you, or pull your one friend aside and say, oh my God, I totally feel like I click with you guys. Like, do you think that one day I don't want to kind of force my hand here, but like just kind of read her response to like a little bit of a investigative question. Katie Michael, was that your hand, or that was Ben?
My biggest advice is make a group chat with all of them in, so then you
No,
don't have to
I don't
no,
know.
no,
You do not speak, girl.
No, no,
I am
no.
a boy.
Don't listen.
Don't do that.
Why not?
No,
Don't.
no.
Because
Then you're all
no,
together.
No, because then like
Okay.
Weezy
Don't
just
do
said,
that.
you're forcing it. Don't do that. Don't do that.
Don't.
If you're
Don't.
guy,
I
do
don't
it.
think
No.
No, don't.
No, I
Jelly.
don't think it's a bad thing if you want to like invite a couple of them, to like go get lunch on the weekends or
Right.
like go, you don't have to. A big group of people is like very intimidating,
Yeah.
especially when you feel like you're on the outside. So if you can pull a couple of them out of that group for different times, like, hey, like, do you want to go see this movie? Then I think you'll be successful.
Just make sure you're friends with them and not just like, oh, I'm inviting you guys because you're in the group chat and there we go. Just, yeah.
I'm confused.
Right. And patience. When it comes to anything that you really want, patience is so key. Ben, would you read the next question?
I guess so.
Gee, thanks.
Shade.
If you don't, Julie and I are going to start marching.
No.
We will march.
I'll march with you. My BFs made fun of me because I had a crush. She found out by sneaking into my secret notebooks and she told three other people. And now people are making rumors about me and my crush. What should I do?
Not care.
Deal with it.
Yeah.
Okay, wait. Back it up. Her best friend looked through her private stuff.
Well, obviously,
Does that not need to be addressed?
Confront her about that. You don't look
Separate
at my
issues, yeah.
stuff. That's obviously my private journals. They're called, my journals for a reason. Address it. And if she thinks it's okay to do that, she ain't your friend, girl. But then other than that, like, don't care if people are talking about you and your crush.
Yep.
Like, that's what happens all the time.
Josh.
I mean, she just took the words right from me.
I say it.
Don't make it a
But
big
I will
deal.
say,
All the time.
I will say though, as like I don't know where if you were taking these notebooks with you or if she was at your house, like that the situation in which
Yeah.
she found the notebooks will determine also like what avenue you should take with confronting her. If it was at your home, then yeah, why was she snooping around? Like that's a whole other thing. But if you bringing your secret notebooks to school, they're not so secret, girl. So don't like just keep them to yourself and then also talk to her about it.
So what I want to say is it feels really vulnerable when somebody finds out your crush and everybody is talking about it, but it's today's headline. It's not going to be tomorrow's because everyone has crushes. And so you could even look at people and just be like, honestly, there's nothing to see here. Let's move it along. Like even kind of like joke about it. Jabbar, any experience with this?
I actually do have an experience with this.
Yeah.
I was in college and my roommate snuck through my computer and everybody knows what's in your computer. Just kidding.
Well, everybody knows what's in John Podesta's
But
computer,
you're
but not mine. Okay, yet.
And it was just like things got put out that I did not want to be put out, and that was the end of our friendship. So there's that.
There you go.
Yeah,
Trust burned.
exactly.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I don't think I think it's more of a catastrophe in your own head than it is for anybody else because pretty much all any of us are ever talking about is who likes who. Like we might occasionally talk about a recipe or, politics and then we're back to but honestly, like most movies are romantic. Most songs are romantic. It's pretty much the most interesting topic on the planet. So,
Very true.
huh?
Very true.
Yeah. So just because you're today's headline doesn't mean you're going to be tomorrow's. So let it go.
This is so true.
So Katie Michael, would you kindly read the next question?
Yes, ma'am. Okay, I'm 12 years old, and I've already told my mom that I've started my period because there was a red dot in my underwear. So I thought it was my period. So I started looking up how to know when you're going to start your period, and I found out that I was just spotting. So now there's no punctuation in this. Can I just say?
Well, which is
Punctuation
ironic
really
since
key.
it's about her period.
Just spotting. So now I don't get spotting that often, but I always have brown stuff and gooey white stuff in my underwear, and sometimes the brown stuff gets really dark in some days in the month. So IDK, what's really happening? This is the beginning of your period. When you're young and you're not like a full-formed woman, your period isn't just going to come like all red for a whole 5-7 days and then leave for a month and then come back perfectly on the dot, especially if you're going to be fluctuating through your weight all through from 12 to like 21. So that stuff is never going to be on the exact date when you plan, how you plan, or for how long you plan. When I started my period, I had it for like 2 days, and then it didn't come back for like 3 months. And I was like, what's happening? It's because my weight was shifting. If you're like underweight, you're not going to have as much as if you're like maybe a little overweight. And then once I was in, that was like 8th grade or something. So once I got into high school, and it was still like, I was maybe the max, I was like 95 pounds. So my doctor was like, yeah, sorry, it's not going to be when you plan it. So I decided, F that. So I just got like an implant that just stopped my period altogether. But for you, just know that it's going to happen. So what you want to do, go to the store. And you're going to want to get some light pads. They're not like the thick ones. Just get the light ones. Wear them in your underwear every day. You'll be chilling. And then once you get a little older and maybe gain like more of your grown-up weight, it's going to come more naturally. And if you do start birth control, maybe not to have sex, but to control your period more, if you want to be natural and have your period, then it will be on the day-ish. So that's
But what?
that.
Can I ask a question? How is it healthy for a young girl to get some sort of hormones to stop her period? Like,
No, it's
how-
not healthy.
Why is that a good
no,
idea?
no. Here's the thing. Okay, first of all, I was a high school cheerleader who has a lot on my plate. So I was doing school, doing the cheerleading thing. I'm sorry, I don't want to have to deal with that. It's not the healthiest thing in the world, but it prevents me from getting pregnant. And no, I don't have a period. And in my lifestyle, I don't need one. I don't have time for it.
Okay,
so
but can we
I
just
will
say
worry
to other
about it.
kids out there?
Okay, ask your doctor, obviously,
Yeah.
but they wouldn't put it in my body if it was so unbelievably horrible.
No,
okay?
I know, but I just want kids watching to know that they don't have to go and do what you did.
No, I'm just saying my experience. I
Yeah.
couldn't handle it. And so if you, obviously you're 12, your mom is not going to give you birth control until you're at least 16, hopefully. 'Cause
Yeah.
you don't need it until then. But I'm just saying that's my experience.
I mean, if we just want to talk about like the experience topic really quick, I kind of did what Katie Michael did. I did get on the pill later down the line when I was like 18, 19, but it just made me like batshit crazy. Sorry.
But this is normal. What's
Super
happening to you is
normal.
9 months. All you have to do is go get those pads because it's not enough for a tampon. That's the thing.
Yeah,
That brown stuff is blood. That's blood, but it's not thick enough to be red.
Yeah. So
I
this
think
is
what
what
we're
your
just-
period looks like when it first
Yeah.
starts. It doesn't know what it's doing. It hasn't been to rehearsal. It doesn't know the drill. So it's like, am I your period? Am I
Panty
not?
liners, they're
And
your
so
friend.
you never know what's going to happen until you get on like a cycle, which might not happen until you're 13. So
Yeah.
in the meantime, even the always pads that aren't liners are so thin that
Can I-
nobody will know you have them on. Yeah.
Just say though, when you
feeling.
do get your period, if you do want to wear tampons and you can't get it in, use KY jelly.
Okay.
Ew, don't.
But also,
Good to know.
No,
There's so many people.
Tips
it's a
and hints
thing.
and hints
It
and
is
tips
a
and
big
tips
thing.
and
I wore tampons for maybe like a year, and then I said, "Mom, no."
But
They're
there's
so
do it.
scary though,
No,
because
there's
I
some
was always
people who
afraid
can't
that you'd
do it.
lose
Like,
it. You know.
on the Tyra show, she
Where'd
was
it
like,
go?
dude,
Tyra,
Wait,
right?
I'm
Seriously,
here with you.
There was a
Tyra.
time.
I'm here with
There was
you.
a time that the Tyra show, she had a thing where it was like 20-year-old women and 30-year-old women who couldn't put a friggin' tampon where a tampon needs to go.
Okay.
And so she had like a little screen and she tried to help them figure it out. But a lot of people like, even in their adult lives, they can't. And my mom, when she was younger, she told me a trick that she did, and then I did it, and I was a lot more able to do it. And then like after I did have intercourse, and it was a lot easier to put a tampon in. But before you do have sex and everything, if you can't get a tampon in but you really want a tampon, because you know wearing pads all the time, it gets annoying too, and maybe you don't feel like sexy if that, but that's when you're like 15, 16, you know.
Can we
Yeah,
quick cut to the guys while we talk about periods?
Ben, don't you just love this health class?
Ben's like,
You guys are gonna have to deal with it with your girlfriends.
Right. So
like-
the thing with tampons that's tricky is that you just think it's going to be like a straight shot up, and it's not. There's like a
No.
hitch in the giddy up, and you have to know where that is. And then once
go
you get
right in, right? Like if
it
you
takes
just
a sec.
ish,
you just gotta go boom.
yes, exactly. But it's not like you can feel like, oh, I'm broken because there's
I'm honestly,
I have
like,
a dead end.
I don't know if I could do
But
it now. I'm
you have
gonna
to
be
just-
quite honest.
You have
like,
to
I
go
haven't
around a
put tampon in
corner.
in a couple of
You-
years.
You
so I don't know
go
if I
around a
could do it.
corner,
I know.
and then when it's in correctly, you'll walk and not feel it.
No,
If-
yeah, true. If you put
Right.
it in wrong, you will feel it,
You have
and you'll
to
say,
push it in as
you'll
much
say,
as you
no,
can.
get
Get it out of me.
Sorry, male audience.
It's a good thing to know.
So
Don't be
anyway,
afraid of a
wait,
period.
wait, Julie.
Don't be
Before we
afraid of
move
a
on,
period, men.
Before we move on,
Yes, Jilly.
especially when you're younger and you don't know, because the cycle is not actually a cycle and you don't know when you're going to get your period, bring everything to school, put it in your backpack every day, an extra pair of underwear, maybe a pair of sweats, something so that you don't have an embarrassing moment.
Dark clothing.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, what I just said was douchey. I think it's really important for everyone to know what happens.
Thank you, Ben. You're the dreamiest boyfriend ever.
Yeah, if you're a guy out there and like you like ask your girlfriend like, you know, if she's not feeling up to par, like just be like, hey babe, you know, and really help her when she's
Buy
on her
her
period.
ice cream,
I'm saying when she's
chocolate.
off her period.
Oh my god.
Just saying.
I mean, true.
I'm
Katie
just
Michael.
saying.
Katie Michael, read the next question if you would, please.
Another question.
Another
I already
question?
read the other one.
Oh, then whose turn is it, Tara?
No, my dyslexia will flare up.
I will read. I will read.
It's a one question type of deal, you know?
Okay, I'll read. Hello, Wheezy. So my mother and stepfather are getting a divorce. He recently cheated on her twice, and I understand that this is a healthier option for the two of them. The only thing is, I'm worried I won't get to see my little stepbrother, who I love dearly. He currently has shared custody with my stepfather and his biological mother, meaning I get to see him every Thursday and every other weekend. But if my mother and stepfather get a divorce, I'm scared I won't get to see him at all, and I don't know what to do.
I'm sorry. Why are you so worried about that? I think you should be more worried about your mother was getting cheated on twice.
No, that's not.
No.
That's not something you have to be worried about.
My
I
parents,
think-
but hold on, wait.
No.
My parents
That's
got
grown up.
divorced. There was like you don't want to go into that whole thing. You want to just, if you can accept that they are not together and that it's for a healthy reason and you can move on from that, that is like the best thing you can do.
But like
in that
his
situation.
the main worry is about seeing the little kid. Well, you're not gonna see the little kid, so
No,
what?
but that's
Like,
not-
That's
Whoa,
his
whoa, whoa, you don't
brother.
know that? No, you should tell your mom and your
Yeah, yeah,
stepdad, hey, I really love my stepbrother, and I know that you guys didn't work out, but me and my stepbrother are like real
Exactly.
brother or sister, whatever, and so we want to see each other, and that's the way it's gonna be, yo. If you
Yeah.
can't work
Well,
it
I mean,
out,
that's
we want to
fine.
be
No, but you
yeah,
should
but don't
just-
be like worry just about.
No, your
No,
mom
no,
is
no,
a
no,
grown up.
no.
No,
Okay,
the
I'm not
mom and the
explaining myself
stepmom, the
right.
mom and the stepmom are grown ups. You don't have to be the knight in shining armor and say, "Hey, f you, stepdad. Why'd you cheat on my mom?" That's not your job. You don't have to worry about that. And he seems like he's not worried about it at all. He's
which
definitely
is like
worried about
so
which is
much
good.
better
That's
than the
not-
other. 'Cause
You don't need to get
wanna,
into that.
There's nothing you can being in.
Like
in,
you could be mad a
No.
little bit, and you could be like disappointed in your stepdad, but there's no reason for this kid to be a whole like gung ho and be like, boom, boom, I'm gonna kill you because you know you
no
stepped
the
on my
fact
dad.
like I said, the sooner that you can kind of come to terms with like this is a situation, the better. I think going to your parents and saying, listen, like I understand why you're getting a divorce, but here's what's important to me. And then you can list a couple things if you have other things that you're concerned about in this process. But just say, I really would love to have a set time where I can see my stepbrother, because that's kind of.
Because this involves you.
Yeah.
This is a big thing for you. So you get to have needs in this situation. Like,
Exactly.
yes, it is about the parents, but you are involved with this in a huge way. So you get to say what you need to say. And you should not be afraid to stand up and be like, I want to see him, and that's the way it's going to be.
I think it's sad that she already knows that there was cheating, because that's none of her business and it's not her concern. She can't fix it, and it's like too much information for a child to have. But Tara, to your point, I think that kids are going to just react to what affects them immediately. Like you're looking at the big picture of it, like, which is great because it means you're a grown up, you know, and you get like, oh, cheating, bad, you know, I feel bad. But she's just thinking like, how is this going to rip my life apart? Which is what divorce does to kids. And so I do think she gets to say like, I am very close to my brother. He is my brother. I don't use the word step. He's my brother. How can we make it so that we continue to grow up together? Because that's what matters to me.
Sometimes divorce is a good thing, because my parents got divorced, and it's probably the best thing that's ever happened to everybody in my family. I don't feel ripped apart at all. I feel awesome. So just saying, divorce is not the end of the world if it's good.
But it can also be hard.
It's hard.
It's just in
It's
my
really hard.
experience. I was like, I tell my parents all the time, like, I'm so glad you guys got divorced, because obviously you guys are so happy now. I grew up as a happy child. I'm happy. You know what I mean? Like, it didn't like affect me. I don't think divorce is a huge, big, bad thing, but I do know it sucks for some people. Sorry about that for you.
When
people.
you're in the moment and all of your reality is shifting, it's really scary.
I just remember
I can
like my
imagine
parents
it.
sitting me down and talking about it, but I was like, so were we gonna go still see a movie, and do I get popcorn, because like that was our plan. But you know, that was
Yeah.
Josh, would you like to read a painfully awkward board question?
You said boy question?
It's very painfully awkward.
Okay.
Very-
Hey Wheezy, my name is Riley and I need some help. My little brother is 12 and I'm 14, and today I could tell there was something was on his mind. So I asked him what was up, and he said the girls were touching his thighs and doing it to his friends, and they're very popular boys. They're on the hockey team, so the girls are all over them. He said he was feeling uncomfortable and they wouldn't leave him alone. Then after a while, he said his penis went in the air. He doesn't know what an erection is yet, and so he ran to the bathroom and cried. Then he heard these boys talk about blowjobs, and he asked me what they are. How do I talk to him about this?
Okay, I have a little brother. You all know
Don't laugh.
my
Don't
little
laugh.
brother.
That's kind of serious though. If like kids are like touching
Yeah, it's
you,
really
like,
terrible. Basically,
I'm laughing because I'm like so uncomfortable
It's really
right now.
bad.
And that's the only reaction
laugh.
I can give.
oh,
Go ahead, Ben.
anyway,
Let Ben talk, please.
Anyway, first of all, I know a 14-year-old, right? So if this is you, hi. And also, I think it's kind of strange. I actually have a story about this, not the second half, just the first half. At school one day in America, which had never happened to me before in England, some girl started just grabbing my ass for no reason, and I didn't know what was happening. But obviously, like, I could tell the difference. I know what was happening. And it depends how I felt depending on which girl did it. But anyway, the whole thing is, I think this is a really uncomfortable situation and something that might stay with your brother for a long time, especially if he is so clueless, especially not knowing what an erection is. And I think that the fact that he ran to the bathroom and cried, I think, first of all, he needs support from you rather than anything else, rather than saying, that shouldn't have happened. Rather than telling him all the things he did wrong, all of the things that he did okay. It's honest. Obviously, it's natural for a boy for that to happen, especially because he's 12. He might just be going through the start of puberty, and for girls to be touching him there and near his area, then that's something that's going to happen. And I think my brother, I didn't have to explain these things to him. I don't know why, but anyway, because
the internet.
Yeah, obviously, I didn't want to say that, but anyway, he has friends. They all talk about it, and I just think this is something that you're going to be able to bond with your brother with and kind of like understand and learn things together.
Yeah, and I mean, definitely while everybody's in consensus, it's not okay that they were touching him. I think that it says in your question his biggest, the reason why he went to cry in the bathroom was because he had an erection, and that's where you can comfort him and let him know, like, that's normal. Like, maybe it was his first time, like, actively, like, noticing he was having an erection. It was not his first time having one, but
Or in front of people.
yeah, maybe because he's embarrassed in front of people. There was something else there for what in that particular situation. I don't think he was necessarily crying about being touched. Well, that's not okay. But I do think that the embarrassment is what it was for him, and just comfort him and let him know, like, it's natural. It's going to happen a lot more times throughout high school, probably in way more public situations. And yeah, you're going to have to deal with it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I also don't think it's your job to have that talk with him. I think maybe a grown-up could have a...
No, brotherly bond. I think
Yeah?
it's good for
Yeah,
your
I
brother
agree.
to do it. Or,
So-
I mean, if
We're also
So you
assuming,
think-
we're
friend.
assuming it's a
Well,
guy.
right, but
So-
do you think a 14-year-old has enough information about sex to give the sex talk to a 12-year-old?
I mean, he's 2 years older.
Maybe not
Yeah,
about
but
sex.
14-year-olds are
think
still
it-
I
full of
don't-
a lot of
Maybe
misinformation.
not
I don't
sex,
know.
but just like a little bit of advice, a little bit of comfort. I think that'd be embarrassing to maybe go to your parents. So going to your brother, like, at least he has if he has this much information already, like, yeah, he probably won't have all the right ideas, but I don't think he should go like tell his mom, like, hey, my 12-year-old brother like told me this, you know, or his dad.
No, but you could ask him to maybe go to dad and say, I need some...
I do think with what kid's asking, so I think you can comfort him and be supportive and let him know, like, it's a natural thing that happened. And then as far as the questions that he was asking you regarding, like, the blowjobs, that's something probably more for the parent.
Okay.
And I do think that the siblings coming to the sibling for advice, so not just shutting it down, and because that will actually eventually cause the relationship to get smaller and smaller. I think if they have an open relationship that they're willing to talk to each other right now, keep it that way, and then just support them in talking to the parent.
Yeah, because the thing is that, like, erections are just the beginning of the sex talk.
Yeah.
And so there could be a lot of questions that follow that a 14-year-old isn't comfortable answering regarding...
The 14-year-old might not even know. So
Well, I
it's-
remember the first time Lior asked me a question because he told me, I've heard these people say number 69 at school and laughing about it. What is it? I think I know. And I said, I actually did the wrong thing here. And I said, oh, it's when you get a 69 on a bowling score. Because I had no clue what to say, and I'm here with you. It's hard. Also, it's your little brother, and you really don't want to think of them knowing those things as much as that's you're not their parent. But when I think of my little brother, I do not think about that kind of things, and I just think it's something that's kind of going to be difficult for you to talk about. But life goes on.
Sex stuff you don't have to. You don't have to talk about.
That's a little too much. So
Too much.
Jabbar, anything here?
He's just along for the ride.
You're a guy. I mean, did anyone get the sex talk? Did any of the guys here get the sex talk from a father? Did that happen?
I never got it.
No.
So.
I did.
Yeah.
My dad was early on. I was probably like 16 probably. It was much older than them, but he told me the whole process, and not the process. Like he showed me like condom. He taught me about condoms and stuff early on, but my dad was more proactive with that.
That's pretty good. Yeah. Anybody else?
No.
So it's
Never
just
had
like
a talk.
you just kind of learn as you go.
Well, I'm still 15, so.
So you're still just going.
So, you know,
I don't know.
The internet is there. I think that's your teacher now. So
Yeah, but you could easily stumble into way too much information way too fast.
that is true.
So, well, I do recommend a site called scarleteen.com, and that's a pretty good site for just information without any salaciousness or
There you go.
you having a record of porn on your computer,
True
which is
that.
always
True
a
that.
bonus. Scarleteen.com, and it's with one T, because with two T's it may take you somewhere completely else. Who hasn't read?
Do you want me to read?
Jabbar can read. Oh, did you not read, Tara?
No, I haven't.
Go ahead and
but
read.
I think it's a girl question.
I think it's appropriate.
Yeah. I don't want you to read it. You could if you want to.
Go ahead, Tara.
Okay. Yeah. One girl needs to read this one. Okay. I'm 15 years old, and my boyfriend and I, who just turned 17, really want to have sex. I am very insecure about my breasts, though. My body is very developed everywhere except my breasts, which are so small. I'm not completely flat. I don't really know what to call them. LOL. Boobs. But I'm
What do you mean you don't know what to call
They're
them?
boobs, no matter what they are, they're
Size-wise, I think she means.
But I'm so insecure about them, and I stuff to where it looks like I have a B cup. I know if he really cares about me, he shouldn't need my breasts to be huge, but I just don't want him to think of me as a little kid, if that makes sense. Your help is appreciated. Girl, let me tell you, there are so many girls have... So many girls have small boobs. Like, no one has Victoria's Secret model boobs. I'm sorry. I felt the same exact way. I would never let a boy see my boobs ever until I had sex for the first time. And that's with my boyfriend of 3 years now. So thank you very much. Like, I was very, very, very insecure. But don't, like, you're 15. I don't know. I think you should wait a little bit longer.
Yeah, you shouldn't be concerned about the boobs thing. You should be concerned that you want to
Having
have sex at that.
Yeah.
And if you're not like comfortable with
you
your
shouldn't
body,
be having
you should
sex.
feel,
If you're gonna have sex, you should be like, this is what you're gonna get, and I love it, and you're gonna love it. But you
No,
guys should
no,
love
no.
each other.
15 is
But
too young
That's
to
what
be
I
having
think
know.
sex.
15
That's
is
what I'm
too
saying.
young, yeah.
That's what I'm saying. She's obviously insecure. She's insecure about your body, and you're 15, and that's why you're insecure. So you shouldn't be having sex.
I
But
just
have
don't
to
think you
say,
need to be.
This is something that happens all the time. There's people and freshmen who've already had sex, and I think we have to just understand this is something that happens. Not just disregard it because it does happen, even though it's not what you want.
This is true.
Right.
That's not what you think of a 15-year-old. But also, if
The
your
world is
boyfriend loves
way
you, then I don't think it should matter. I'm not gonna. If I have a girlfriend and I feel like I'm ready to have sex with her, whether this is a 17-year-old, so it might be something different. But when I have a girlfriend, I'm ready to have sex with her. I'm not going to be worried about what kind of boobs she has or what size.
But
You're
you don't
kind
want to
of-
be like super like if you're gonna have sex, like you need to be like mature and confident
In your own
enough to
body.
be in your own
Yeah.
body and to feel comfortable with that guy. And it just sounds from your question, probably because of your age, that you might not be there yet.
And I mean, like I told you, it took me a while to get comfortable with my body, and that's why I wouldn't have sex with anyone. And I think you should do the same thing as what I did. I mean, you're 15 years old. You're not comfortable. You want to stuff your boobs. I wore a bra bigger than mine to look like my boobs were bigger, but I still...
If you're not comfortable with yourself,
Yeah.
like you can't be comfortable with somebody else.
So let me ask a question. First, let me just say, I don't think anybody 15 is old enough or mature enough or responsible enough to have sex. And the reason I use the word responsible is because sex leads to pregnancy. It's the number one cause. And if you
No
and
way.
if you don't know what you're doing, you're even more likely to get pregnant because you don't know how to properly use a condom. And these are the reasons that 15-year-olds get pregnant. And your fear today is, oh, will he like my boobs? And your fear tomorrow is, holy crap, am I pregnant? And I just don't want that for you. The other thing is, should people stuff their bras? Should you just be comfortable enough with your body to be like, well, this is who I am?
Don't stuff your bra. You're gonna get into an like weird position where it's like everybody wants to go swimming or something, or I don't know, you get brushed by someone on accident and like the secret could come out, and that would be so much worse than people talking about like how you have small boobs, which is, I mean, whatever.
I mean, here's the thing. We all do it. We've all either stuffed our bras, wore a bigger
padded,
cup.
a little padded.
Like, I mean, not we all, but a lot of girls do that. And a lot of girls do have sex at 15. What we're telling you is be comfortable in who you are, because I'm right there with you. A cup over here. So your questions fell all over the floor. So be fine with what your body is, but take our advice. Wait for sex, because sex is a really big deal. Like, I didn't know how big of a deal it was until I actually had it, and it's a big deal. So take our advice and wait if you can. If you honestly just can't wait and you got over the boobs thing, then try and be responsible about it. But we're not telling you to do it, because yes, there's a lot of 15-year-old girls who do it, but I'm sorry, 15-year-old girls that I knew when they did it, they're pregnant with their second child now. So
yeah, I mean, it happens just like that. And a 17-year-old who wants to have sex with a 15-year-old, I already know that he is not taking your safety into consideration.
Probably not.
He'd be saying, let's wait, because you're 2 years younger. You're not he shouldn't be expecting her to go at his speed. He should be like, oh, I'm dating a 15-year-old. That means I have to go at her speed.
Remember, all guys want one thing when they're young. And
Not
maybe
all
when they're old
guys.
too.
I think there's a lot of really great guys that are respectful, and that's how you know if they love you. If they say, "Hey, you're only 15, so therefore we should wait."
Yeah, I mean, I agree with what you said, but I also think that the question, the way it's worded, she said, "My boyfriend and I." It's not. There isn't a pressure coming from him. I do think that he might have all their motives.
No,
but
if that's true, because
I just think that the way the question's worded, that it is saying that she wants to do it with him.
I know she thinks she wants to, but I feel like if there's a 2-year age gap, that you're deferential to the older guy just because implicitly you think he knows more than you about how this relationship should be, because you kind of look up to him. And I don't like it when older guys take advantage of a younger girl, because she's the vulnerable one who could get pregnant. And so I'm just super protective of girls.
I think that's unfortunately that's maybe 90% of the cases, but I do think that that's not all the cases. Is it right all the time? No. Is it? Nah. It's a fine line for some people, because everybody's different, but yeah. I'm just saying, we just can't put a red flag in the dirt, and just say no, because we really don't know this person that well.
I just think that he should be saying, you're not old enough for us to be sexually active. And this is what happens if you decide to date a 15-year-old. You have to be respectful that she's 15.
She has our advice now.
That she has our advice, exactly. And she can do with it what she will. And regardless of when you have sex, your breasts are fine. And whoever loves you is going to think they're just perfect. Okay. Do we turn the page now?
Yeah.
Let's turn a page.
We've not got to the second
Jabbar.
page in a
Oh,
long
this is
time.
fun, because should we skip ahead to these questions that I did not understand the two situations that were described? It was like back to back I read questions where I just was like, huh?
We could do.
Because I thought maybe you guys could speak teen for me.
Okay.
Jabbar, you want to read it?
Jabbar, read the first one under, do you understand these situations?
Okay.
And read it slowly, because there is no punctuation.
I see 1 comma. Okay.
Two
There's
question
also
marks.
a question mark.
There's 2 question marks.
Okay.
That is
Can you
advanced
believe it?
for me.
Okay.
I know, advanced.
Hi, my friend has a crush on someone and kind of told them
Slowly.
kind of told them the person who is dating her got mad, so my friend said they can all fight him. But when the person told them, he said so I'm in a fight. I'm really scared because the teachers had a call about it, so they know, but I don't want to get suspended or get in trouble. What should I do? Is there anything I can do?
Okay, I understand.
You can reframe your question.
I understand.
Yeah, reframe it for us, because I'm not
So-
sure I got all that.
Ben understands.
Kind
Yes,
of.
going to Ben.
Okay, so her friend, so Katie Michael,
Yep.
has a crush, and she kind of told the person who she has a crush on, but they are dating someone. So she has a crush on Jabbar, but Jabbar is dating Tara.
Scandalous.
And Jabbar,
Why are you talking about Boo? You like him?
I'm sorry. I just like his skin is so cute and like his smile and like the hair. Like I just can't get over it. I'm sorry. Call
Anyway.
me.
so now Jabbar is mad,
Are we now on a plantation? What just happened? Where are we?
and
Is this Tara?
me, Katie, Michael, Tara, and Jabbar are all in a fight, and I'm scared because the teachers were talking to each other on the phone about it, but none of us want to be suspended or get into trouble over this fight. Is there anything we can do to help?
Not fight about
Don't fight.
it. Yeah, just don't.
Just get out of it.
like,
Please
Run
contact
away.
me for inquiries.
Like
I'd love to be
fist
paid.
fighting is not.
It's so not worth
Anything.
fighting, and it's funny that the first go-to thing over this kind of drama of somebody liking someone who's taken is just like fight. And
Like, yeah,
that's
like, what's
never
that
the
gonna do?
first.
So if the two girls, obviously the two girls would fight, right? If the
I
two
don't
girls
even
fight
know.
and one of them won, like then what?
Yeah,
They get the guy. That's so
yeah. Like
stupid.
who decided that?
Fights are stupid. You don't need to fight. You don't need to do anything about fighting. Just walk away from it. And if your friend has a crush and told someone, just get away from
Yeah,
her.
if I told Jabbar that I liked him and Tara like doesn't like that, she could be like, okay, and like I'm already dating him, so and then if the girl is the one, if me, Katie Michael, is the one that wants to fight her because she's dating Jabbar, then she's stupid. Then like you can't do that. You know what I mean? Like that's dumb.
Just no violence.
Can
Use
we
your-
focus
use your
on
words.
something else?
Use your words. Talk it out.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't have to involve fighting. It doesn't have to involve the administration. Because this is
No.
not the first or the last time that there's going to be some sort of love triangle.
How about you
in
tell your friend to
Twilight.
keep her crushes quiet if they're dating because you're trying to be a relationship ruiner.
It's this situation. It's guys. It's not girls.
It's all guys.
Yeah.
Oh shoot.
Well, guys are
Same
even-
difference. Same
same
different.
thing.
It's the
How
same
do
thing.
you
It's
know?
just
It says right here. Okay. So my friend has a crush on someone and kind of told them. Period. The person who is dating her got mad. Period.
see, punctuations would really be helpful,
Ah.
guys. Please, they're on
Now
your keyboard.
I want
know
to be
you
fighting
don't have
more
them.
because the
So-
guys, get out of it, dude.
Yeah,
Stop it.
stop.
This is such a
Stop meddling with
prideful
other
thing. This is
people in
such a like a
relationships.
prideful
It's
thing.
a
It's just
pride
a-
thing.
It's not. Yeah.
Just
It's-
walk away. Well, no, the friend is the one that's writing it in. You're not involved
Well,
in the fight,
there's
so
two-
just walk away.
Yeah, walk
There's
away.
two things
if
here.
you're not a part of it, you can't get in trouble for it.
Use your words. Use your legs.
There's two things here. Like your friend should not be going into another relationship and trying to talk to her if she's taken. And the other thing is you have no obligation, even though your friend told him that all of you would fight him. So like you don't stay out of it. Like this is your friend's thing.
Like the
I'm
word
really
fight
like-
should never come out of anybody's mouth as an option. It's not. None of this is worth fighting over.
Yeah. I think we all agree on that.
Yeah.
And probably the girl, this is kind of like, I don't think she'll be really happy being like felt as if she's an object. I don't think she wants to be fought for.
Sometimes girls are just like, oh, they're fighting over me, but it's like, I'd be like, stop,
let's not.
Josh.
And I think the last aspect of this is like if the fight is to go down, you don't have to be part of the fight.
It's going
Even
down.
though I'm just saying like even though you're supposed to go with this group of people to the fight, you don't have to be a part of it, and that's the only way that you're not going to get suspended. So
Be like, I
whoever
have a future. Sorry.
Yeah.
have a
can't be thinking
future
about
without
that.
these
I'm
teachers.
saying.
Yeah.
And
Tara, would you read the next confusing question?
Then I'm gonna try and translate. for
Okay.
the
There's
second
literally
time.
no like one period.
About 11 months ago, I moved to a different country. My old friends told me to apologize to the person who bullied me and that she did nothing wrong and I'm ridiculous. That's ridiculous right there.
What?
I didn't listen to
Please don't
them.
pause. Just carry on.
I don't even know. Oh, wait.
Tara, I love you.
Wow.
I'm so sorry.
Question. Read the question, Mr. Reframer. Go read it.
Tara, I love you. I'm sorry. Please don't hurt me.
Tara, you love her that much, you don't know her name. Tara.
I can't
Okay.
say it in American accent.
So what?
I don't care.
If you love me, Tara, you'd accept the way I say your name. But okay.
You don't love me the way
Okay,
that I
so-
read my questions.
Okay, who's going to finish
I mean,
this question?
about 11 months ago, I moved to a
Josh
different
will.
country. My old friends told me to apologize to the person who bullied me and that she did nothing wrong and I'm ridiculous. I didn't listen to them, but she messaged me and apologized. And of course, I accepted it. But my old best friend texted me, "Is it true you told someone else that you are pretending to be her friend?" I don't really know what we're what we are, but I texted my old friend asking. Then if he did that, he told me he did, but he said that I did say that, but I hadn't spoken to him for 3 months. So I was confused anyway. He kept telling me that I didn't want to be his friend.
It hurts.
That I should have listened to him about her. And being mean, I started to think, what if I was wrong, and am I? Was it the right thing to do?
Oh,
What
these
should I
people are
do?
from
Do we even have
England.
time for
Okay,
this
can I just say, if
I
you're going
got
to
it.
give a situation like this, okay, I'm glad that you got it. But if you're going to give a situation like this, please give people fake names. Also,
Yeah.
do not give people initials, because initials, when I read them, just feel like numbers to me, and I'm just as lost as if you said them, they're, that, Give people, identify the people in your script, tell a story, give them fake names, because it's really hard for me to figure out what the heck is happening.
It would be fun
The
if you
plot
used
is
our
thick.
names. That would be fun.
Yeah, use our names as fake names. All right, who
break it
understands
down.
this? Who
Please
understands the
break it
situation?
down for
Please
me.
interpret.
We got 5 minutes, yo.
Yeah.
Let's try and get this.
Interpretation.
I don't want to anymore.
I think
Ben,
you're rereading
I love
it,
you,
huh?
Ben.
I mean, I kind of have like a...
I got the
Wait,
first
Lindsay
part.
might
Well,
have
the
it.
first
Lindsay
part-
might have it.
Okay.
Does
Who
Lindsay
have-
have it? Do you have it? Step over to the microphone.
Come.
Well, the first part's kind
All
of
right, Lindsay.
irrelevant. It's mostly the second part.
Lindsay's a college student, so she speaks teen. Okay. International
We can
teen.
do it.
Involves several countries. Diplomacy. Go.
Hi guys. So there's
Really close to the mic. Get really close to
okay.
the mic.
I'm gonna call her Laura.
Okay,
Laura
thank
had moved, and she.
Okay, okay,
she
no,
was,
okay,
she was
okay.
bullied.
She was
Laura
bullied?
was bullied.
Yes.
And then she moved, and then her friends wanted her to apologize to the bully, which doesn't make sense to me at all. But then the bully messaged her and apologized, so she accepted. But her best friend then messaged her and was like, "Are you friends with this bully?" now?"
Laura's best friend.
Laura's
Calm
best
down,
friend.
best
Right.
friends.
No, so the best friend was like, "Are you guys now friends?" And Laura was like, "I don't know. Where did you hear that?" And so a different friend, I guess, told the best friend that Laura and the bully were now friends. So she asked the other friend, well, let's call
Laura
him Mike.
asked the other friend.
Let's call him Mike.
Mike. There's
So
always
Laura
a Mike.
asked Mike, I guess.
What about Bob?
Oh yeah, I
What
love
about
Bob.
from the
Hold
other
on.
Bob
week?
can be the best friend, doesn't matter.
Okay.
Sorry.
Laura asked Mike if
Mike told
Bob
Bob, yeah.
if Laura and the bully were friends.
Okay.
That's what I got out of that.
So
part.
this is basically just like Gossip Girl, just not like Gossip Girl the movie, but just like we're gossiping a crap load of stuff, and it's just no one's getting to the point.
If you've moved away though,
Why does it matter?
let's like
Yeah,
not
leave
worry
it
about
all
the
in the
old
past.
bully. Like,
Well, that was my
That's-
first thought, but then they took the time to write this out, and so they're
So-
still kind of attached to
Wait,
this
Let
friend
me
group.
tell you, from someone who's moved to a different country, I don't know how. Oh, you have moved to a different country. You have to leave this all in the past. I guys get messages all the time. This one isn't friends with me more. This one isn't friends with me more. I think if the person is really close to you, like my best friend in England, if him or I have a guy best friend and a girl best friend, if they are having a problem, then I will get involved. But if people who you're friends with, that friend and friends of friend and a bully, that you don't need to worry about it anymore. They're not your bully anymore.
If-
They're in a different country. They're irrelevant.
And
If
you
the
can also
friends
say,
are
like,
worried-
I'm willing to just make this, hey, let's just move on. And, if that's your point of view, what were you going to say,
Why
Kate?
I don't understand why the friends would be like if the friends are so worried if you and this bully are friends, why don't you just tell them? If you guys aren't friends, just tell them like, no, we're not really friends, but now we're cordial because this bully messaged me and said sorry, and then the friend should be chill with that. I don't know why you have to have you don't have to have like this grudge like for the rest of your life. Like this guy bullied me, so I'm like we're gonna hate
The bully
him
didn't
forever.
apologize.
You know what I mean? Like
the bully didn't apologize.
No.
Okay, that's what I thought I read, but I think
No.
at
Wait,
the end there,
what?
it's like the bully started bullying again, just over.
No,
internet or
basically the
something.
bully, the 11, she moved to a different country and her friends asked them to apologize to the bully, but the friend who asked her to apologized for asking her to apologize.
Oh, okay.
Do you get
So
it?
Bob asked Laura to apologize, but then Mike
That-
apologized for asking her to apologize.
No. Bob asked Laura to
Can-
apologize,
Yeah.
and then Bob realized he should never have asked
Right.
her to
Guys, my
apologize.
brain.
Moral of the story is proofreading what you write.
Proofread what you write.
We just said the
honestly,
same thing
Give
at the
people
same
fake
time.
names.
My brain is fried.
But you know what?
I think
I
we
will
can
say
get
this.
over all
I
this.
will say this as we close.
to a country.
When you grow up, you make friends with everyone you knew in middle school on Facebook. And I told my mom, I go, so-and-so, she just sent me a friend request. And my mom was like, didn't she bully you on the bus? And I was like, I don't remember. And that's the thing is like, you don't really, I think it haunts the bully more than it haunts the bullied. So if somebody needed to apologize, did anyone apologize? If somebody needed to apologize, just accept it and move on. Yes, Katie.
What really sucks? We didn't get to read this question about coming out, and I think it was like so much more important than this friends thing that we didn't understand. And I feel really sad about it because this person wants to come
Next
out,
week.
and his family won't let him come out. It's really
We
sad.
will read
Let's
it
talk
next
about it next
week.
week.
Can we
And
please? Because I feel like that's something that we could actually.
just so you know, Katie, Michael,
Yeah.
in the grand history of the show, we have answered that question about 100 times.
Oh.
And so,
Well, I haven't.
yeah, and so I want you to answer it next week. Stay tuned for next week when Katie and Michael will talk about
Suspense.
suspense cliffhanger on a
See you
very
next
special
week.
episode of Journals Out Loud.
Dun, dun, dun.
Thank you, Matt Sigmund. Thank you, Andrew.
Thank
Thank
you,
you,
Matt.
Aaron
Thank you.
Bach. And thank you to all of our
Thank you,
cast members.
bye.
We will see you next week. Goodbye, everybody.
Bye.
I agree.